Today we're talking about New Year's resolutions. Hi, I'm Jovita and this is Grow with Jovita, where I share career development and leadership tips to help you advance your career. A lot of people have different opinions on New Year's resolutions and goal setting, and here's what I'm going to tell you. You do whatever works for you. If setting New Year's resolutions is not your cup of tea, then don't do it. The reason I enjoy doing New Year's resolutions, the reasons why I do this every year, is because it really was something that helped me build my self-discipline, that helped me build my goal setting skills. Setting goals is a practice. It's like anything else where the more you practice, the more confident you're going to get at it, the better that you're going to be able to achieve the goals and actually succeed. So if you're a person that already is awesome at goal setting and knows what to do and how to stick to your goals, then you might not need to set New Year's resolutions, because you could set your goals any time of the year and still be successful. For me, I started New Year's resolutions years ago because I was struggling with my goal setting skills and self-discipline and building success habits, and it really helped me get better at that. Now I could set goals any time of year, but if you're struggling with building this habit, then I would suggest New Year's resolutions, because it's just an easy way for you to get started. There's a lot of information that comes out every year at this time. Lots of people share their goals, and you know that when you share your goals, it helps you stay more accountable to them. There's just so many reasons why New Year's resolutions can be helpful. Do whatever works for you. For me, I implemented it long ago. It has helped me a lot, and so I continue to do them. When we're talking about setting goals for the year, you definitely want to grab my SMART Goals and Success Habit Guide, because it's going to help you break this down. It's a fillable guide. It's free in my free resources. So grab the guide so that you can follow along. The first step is really thinking about what is your main goal. So you're going to set some bigger goals for the year, and then you're going to need to break those down into smaller actionable steps. But when you think about your main goal of the year, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Is it a feeling that you're trying to accomplish? Is there certain things you want? I'm going to share some of my goals with you in just a second to help give you a better idea. But think about what your main goal is. And then I want you to ask yourself why you want to achieve it. What is it going to do for you to achieve this goal? What is it going to mean for you? How is it contributing to the overall vision that you have in your life? I want you to think about the emotions you're going to feel surrounding your goal. So the emotions of achieving your goal, but also the obstacles that you're going to face, because there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be times when you don't feel like putting in the energy or the effort, and you really want to identify how that feels, so that way when it happens, you're not surprised. The more prepared you are by doing this exercise, the better you're going to be able to push through these hard times and still stay on track to accomplishing your goal. Next, I want you to talk about the actionable steps it's going to take. So if you've heard me talk about goals, I've talked about SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-oriented. And then finally, what are some of the habits that you need to implement in order to stick to these SMART goals? So typically there are things that we need to start doing that we haven't been doing, or there might be things that you need to stop doing, things that are getting in the way of you accomplishing these goals. So again, grab my SMART Goals and Success Habits Guide. It's going to break this down for you. Let's talk about my goals for 2023, and I'm going to help you understand how to use this guide to set your goals. So one of the goals I have for myself is to read 23 books in 2023. I chose 23 just because of the year. It has no significance in any other way, but the reason I chose this is because when I reflect on why I'm choosing this goal, I used to love reading. I used to get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I found when I reflected back on 2022, I didn't get as much enjoyment out of reading the books, because now that I'm doing this coaching and I'm sharing so much of my knowledge with you, I feel like it's now become an obligation of I only am reading books that I can share with my audience, or that I could somehow translate everything that I'm doing and learning into my audience. And that's not a good feeling, because now it feels like work. It feels like an obligation, instead of just feeling like something that I enjoy doing for myself, for my own personal growth and professional development. So I really want to shift my mindset back. And in order to do that, I set a goal of 23. I chose 23 again because it's 2023, and it's just a fun way to make it a motivation for me to stick with it, right? So when I think about the steps that I'm telling you, what's the main goal? I've just shared that with you. Now, when I think about why do I want to achieve it, just shared that with you. When I think about the emotion surrounding it, the emotion for me is, again, this feeling of obligation, of feeling like, am I doing something with this information, as opposed to it just being for me, for my own knowledge, for my own expansion. And I really want to get back to that emotion of feeling like, man, I really enjoyed this book. Or maybe I didn't enjoy it, but I don't have to feel like, oh, I wasted my time reading this book because now I can't use it, or now I can't get something and turn it into something for my business. I want to get past that. So in terms of the obstacles that I'm going to face, I know that I have to challenge myself not to take a lot of notes or listen with the idea of, oh, let me take notes of what I can use this for in my business. I have to face that obstacle myself. So it's really like a self-control type of thing. And I'm going to overcome that by really listening with intent. So I tend to listen to the audiobooks on like faster speed because I'm trying to get through it so quickly. So by slowing down and just listening to it in real time and really absorbing the information, and then taking time to reflect on what I've learned from the book, it's just for me. It's just, how am I going to implement this? Did I like the book? Did I not like the book? I'm going to not share that with anybody else. It's just for me. So I'm not going to share it with my audience. I'm not going to share it with my friends. There are a couple book club books that I'm going to be doing that have nothing to do with my business. So the topics will be completely different. So those are the ways I'm going to kind of overcome the obstacles. So in terms of my SMART goal action steps, I've already picked my 2 books for January, right? So 23 books, I'm gonna have to keep up with at least 2 books a month, and 3 books at one time. So where am I getting the books from? I have a library app. I have 2 different digital library apps. I have an Audible app. I have multiple book clubs that people have asked me to participate in that I haven't, because I've been only reading books for my business. So this is going to be how I get my resources. In terms of measuring it, I'm going to keep a list of the books that I've read. And again, I don't need to share that with anybody because I need to get out of the habit of sharing things, because it just makes me feel then obligated that I have to share everything. So I'm actually going to purposely stop sharing things as the habit that I need to stop. In terms of it being attainable, it definitely is, as long as I stick to my pace. Now, this is one of those things with goal setting where you have to know yourself. If I know that it typically takes me a month to get through a book, then 23 books in a year wouldn't be a good goal. But I know myself, and I know that I can get through the books pretty quickly. So it is an attainable goal for me. It's relevant in the sense that professional development, personal development is very important to me for the vision that I have of my life, of the type of person I want to be. So I don't want to lose the things, the resources that have helped me in the past. I need to get back to enjoying these resources, and that's why this is relevant for me. And in terms of time oriented, like I said, 23 in a year, that's going to be the timeline. And then each month, like I said, I'm breaking down how many I'm doing each month. In terms of the success habits that I need to start and that I need to stop, the one thing that I need to stop, I've already talked to you about. The thing that I need to start doing is being more open to reading books that have nothing to do with career or leadership development. So really opening my mind back into maybe fiction novels and different types of novels that I would normally read. It's just really being more open-minded to those type of books instead of what I'm used to doing. So that's going to be a big one for me, and that's why I have found resources in some book clubs where they have all different types of books. Finally, we're going to reflect. So as I'm doing these exercises, every time you do an action in your goal, you need to be reflecting on how it's going, right? Because it's not just about the end result. It's not just about the 23 at the end. Well, did I hit 23? again, the purpose of me doing this is for my personal growth and professional development. So as I'm getting through these books, if I'm not getting that feeling, if I'm not getting that sense, then I need to adjust. I need to pivot. Maybe I need to choose different types of books. Maybe I need to find other habits and things that I need to employ to help me. So it's not just about, oh, did I get 23 at the end of the year? It's about the progress that I'm making along the way. So you want to make sure that you're putting in those milestones and touch points to reflect on how things are going. I hope that helps you get a sense of how New Year's resolutions can help you, how you can apply them to your overall vision and life that you're looking for, the person that you are, trying to develop and become. You can set a main goal and then break those down into smaller goals and action steps. If you need any more help, again, grab my free resource, the Smart Goals and Success Habits Guide. Plus, you can get access to my coaching on my website. Happy New Year and make today great.